this is Frode and welcome to this video. Today you'll learn how to move faster toward your goals, the destructive nature of distractions, how only 3 of your regular tasks account for 90% of your results, how nature doesn't care about your problems, and that more sleep can give you better productivity. And on this channel I pick out my favorite 5 big ideas from books that help us think differently and actualize our potential. So if you're new here, you can consider subscribing. And today we have another awesome book. Master Your Time, Master Your Life. The breakthrough system to get more results faster in every area of your life. And the book teaches us to master the different types of time. For example, productive time, goal-setting time, spare time, family time, etc. And we'll be focusing on a few of these. The book is written by Brian Tracy, who is a chairman and CEO of Brian Tracy International, a company which specializes in the training and development of human potential. Brian has studied, practiced and taught success principles for over 30 years, and he has written over 70 books, one of which is the bestseller Eat That Frog, that I also have a video of, that you can check out if you want to. And if you are a productivity freak like me, or just want to incrementally improve your work habits, I believe you'll love this book. I found a lot of great ideas, and I'm going to share my favorite ones with you right now. So let's just get started. With the first big idea, the A-B method. Brian says that intelligence is more about a way of acting than earning good grades and having a high IQ. And he says that we are acting intelligently when we are moving toward our goals. And we are acting unintelligently when we are moving away from our goals or not moving toward any goals at all. And with this he presents the A-B method. Just take a paper, split it up in half, then on the top of both sides you write A tasks and B tasks. A tasks are those tasks that move you toward your goals. For example, writing and making videos for me. And on the other side you write for B tasks are all those tasks that don't move toward the goals or are moving you away from them. For example, binging on Netflix. Then, Brian shares a life-changing rule. Do only A tasks. So let's do that. Let's only do those tasks that move us toward our goals. And the second big idea is the Great Pandemic. And a pandemic is a disease or illness or malady that spreads over a large area and affects an enormous amount of people. And Brian says that there's a productivity pandemic sweeping across the Western world right now. And it's called the curse of electronic interruptions. I believe you are familiar with all of the phones beeping all the time when you are working or studying. Those are the electronic distractions. And did you know that every time you send a snap or a message or an email, you have to spend 15 to 20 minutes before you can be completely focused on your work again. This effect is called attention residue, something that Cal Newport talks more about in the book Deep Work, that I also have a video on. And also, it is estimated that the average adult today spends 3.5 hours each day checking apps, email and text messages, Brian says. Without them even knowing what is happening, people addicted to these distractions will find their hopes and dreams for the future slowly ebbing away. As they spend more time reacting to electronic interruptions, they do less work, and they do it poorly because they are continually being distracted. So let's let go of all the electronic distractions while you're working. Set off huge time blocks which will make you completely immersed in your work, because that's the only way to do great work. And the third big idea is the law of 3. The law of 3 says that no matter how many tasks you accomplish in a day, only 3 of those tasks will account for 90% of your results. So let's identify those. To make a list now of all the things you do in your workday. For example, making presentations, talking to coworkers, and reading and sending email or whatever. Then, ask yourself these 3 life-changing questions. If I could do only one task on this list, all day long, which one activity would contribute the greatest value to my work and to my company? Identify that and put a circle around it. Then ask yourself, if I could do only 2 things on this list, all day long, What could be the second activity that would enable me to contribute the greatest value to my business or my work? It won't be as easy to answer to this, but it will be fairly clear. Lastly, you ask yourself, if I could do only 3 things on this list all day long, what would be the third activity that would enable me to contribute the most value? You'll be amazed at how much this will increase your productivity over the months and years to come. And this is much like the focusing question that Gary Keller shares in the book, The One Thing. What's the one thing you could do, such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? For those curious souls, my top 3 things are to read, write, and make videos. It's not to constantly keep tweeting, snapping, and Instagramming to get some new followers, because that's not improving my ability to make good videos and share these ideas with you. No, instead, I read, write, and make videos, and the followers will come. What are your 3 top tasks that will enable you to become as productive as possible? Now, the 4th big idea is nature is neutral. And Brian says that everyone wants to be paid more, and be promoted faster, and achieve financial independence. But he says that nature is neutral. She doesn't play any favorites. And I love the metaphor he uses. Nature is like the statue of justice with a blindfold. She doesn't care who you are. Nature simply says, if you want to take out more, you have to put more in. She also says, you cannot take out more than you put in. And Brian shares a great quote from the German philosopher Goethe to describe this. Nature understands no jesting. She is always true, always severe. She is always right, and the errors and faults are always those of man. The man incapable of appreciating her, she despises, and only to the apt, the pure, and the true does she resign herself and reveal her secrets. Jack Canfield echoes this wisdom in the Success Principles, where he says it's time to take full responsibility for our lives. It is time to stop looking outside yourself for the answers to why you haven't created the life and the result you want, for it is you who creates the quality of your life you lead and the results you produce. You, no one else. So let's remember that nature is neutral, and do the necessary work. Develop our skills to provide more value and take 100% responsibility for the quality of our lives. The 5th and last big idea is get some sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Or are you convincing yourself that less sleep equals more work hours equals more productivity? Well, my job will be to convince you otherwise if you think so. Brian shares a great story of one of his clients. He is successful and he owns his own business. But he says that he is constantly losing enthusiasm for his work. He is constantly tired. He is eating more and more and is overweight. And Brian simply asks, how many hours of sleep do you get? And he says that he is forcing himself to only sleep 5 to 6 hours a night, because that enables him to work longer hours. He is one of those who has convinced himself that successful people work longer and sleep less. Then Brian says that he is putting himself on an endless treadmill, working longer and longer hours, getting more and more tired, and accomplishing less and less, while losing enthusiasm for his work. So he advises him to sleep for 8 hours every night. And then, 90 days later, at the next coaching meeting, some extraordinary results have occurred. The client followed Brian's advice, and he said that it felt like he were awakening from a deep slumber, emerging from a fog. He got more energy and started eating less. He lost 16 pounds in 90 days because he didn't need so much food energy to sustain his long work hours. And not only that, he earned 3 times as much over the course of the next year while spending more time with his family. So let's stop convincing ourselves that more work equals more productivity, and instead focus on getting our quality sleep and getting more done, while mastering our time and mastering our life. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this video? If it's 9 or less, would you help me make it a 10 by commenting how I can improve. And if you like this video, you will probably like Deep Work by Cal Newport, a book about immense focus and productivity. And if you want new videos every week with 5 big ideas from books that help us think differently and actualize our potential, you can click the 5 red subscribe button right below the video. Please leave a like and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.